Good people, what's going on? Another episode of the All Go podcast. Actually, the last episode was episode number 50, so that's kind of cool. Halfway to 100. Anywho, want to talk about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I had a video about that not too long ago, but recently someone had tweeted, Lamar has done all these things. Why hasn't he broken the bank yet? And someone responded to that tweet saying they've already offered him $250 million guaranteed. He just wants more than that. He's greedy. And Lamar Jackson himself responded, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. So I don't think that necessarily means anything that they didn't offer $250 million. But my thought process is, what exactly is Baltimore hoping for? Because let's say you say, you know what, we want Lamar to hold out. Or I'm sorry, not hold out. Not sign his extension. We'll talk about this after next season. The only way the price or the value of that contract is going to be anything less than what it is now. Let's say it's $225 million. I don't think that's the case, but let's say it's $225. The only way the value of that is going to be lower next year is if Lamar Jackson gets hurt. That's the only way that goes down, because then you would argue, well, you're coming off an injury, not as explosive, blah, blah, blah. But if that does happen, then your future is in jeopardy, right? Because you're like, oh man, Lamar's hurt. We don't know what he's going to end up doing, blah, blah, blah. But on the flip side, right, there's some guys who would be up for an extension at that point. I believe Joe Burrow would be. I believe Joe Burrow, if he's not eligible now, will be very soon. And I think he is eligible now. Justin Herbert is eligible for an extension. And let's just stop there. Does anyone think that those two guys are going to be paid anything less than what Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray got? Because I am of the impression that the NFL community is very high on Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. And with that being said, all that's going to happen is those two guys will get extended. And from there, the price of Lamar Jackson's contract is only going to go up. I don't understand what Baltimore is doing, because on the flip side, do you think that there's any possible way that Baltimore Ravens are going to release Lamar Jackson? You're probably saying, Desmond, that's the craziest thing you could ever say. Why would you say something like that? Because Baltimore could be like, you know what, Lamar, we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to release you. We're going to go back in the draft to find a quarterback who would win the MVP in their first full year starting. It happens so often, even though you're the only guy to ever do that in our franchise history. So yeah, we're gonna do that, right? Nobody thinks that's gonna happen. So if that's the case, and Lamar is going to be here for another 5 years, he's going to be a Raven for another 5 years. Just sign the contract, because the longer you wait, the higher the price is gonna be. If Dallas had signed Dak Prescott a year sooner, 2 years sooner, they would have paid a lot less for his contract. For the same guy, would have paid less. But they decided to drag their feet and ended up paying him a lot more. I mean, Dak is making crazy amounts of money. Crazy amounts. And some of that is Jerry Jones trying to wait and drag his feet and things of that nature, which even with Dak Prescott, you got an absolute bargain for the 4 years he was playing football. He was a 4th round pick. So you paid him like a total of $5 million his whole 4 years, something in that range. When the going rate for a quarterback at that time when he was drafted was probably $25 million. So you got a $120 million discount, and you still wanted to wait and drag your feet. Baltimore, do yourself a favor. I know you're an incredible franchise. You know exactly what you're doing. Like you know how to run a franchise, but you just got to do it. I know the Joe Flacco thing probably gives you a little contract PTSD. But this is just, it's going to happen. Like, you're going to sign him. So just do it. Knock it out. Sign it. Someone's always going to lose in the deal. But on the plus side, if you sign Lamar now for, let's say, $235, fully guaranteed deal. Well, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, they're both going to sign deals for more than that. So just like that, in like a year, your deal that you signed Lamar for is going to be a bargain. Maybe not a bargain, but he won't be the highest paid guy. So just knock it out. Just knock it out. That's it for me. Peace.